Okay, chalo, let's go. Now shoot from here. Cheers.
Cheers. Right, that's spirit. Now for cricket. So, let's get into it. We are Vish and Kirthi,
What's up, guys?
and this is Spirits and Cricket. We love spirits, but we also love cricket, right? So the entire point of us doing this together, A, is because we absolutely love the game of cricket. We love talking about it. We love watching it. We watch all different formats of cricket, whether it's Test cricket, One-Day cricket, T20 cricket, new formats that are popping up, I believe, new different types of leagues that are coming up every day. So we just absolutely love the sport. We, of course, love our spirits as well.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely.
So, spirits and cricket is what we are all about, and one of the things that this is something that we've been trying to plan for the longest time now. It's been what, 6 months? 6 months, I think. 6 months. Yeah, we've been talking about it. We are expecting a third wheel to join us as well. Unfortunately, he was unable to join us for this opening episode, but hopefully he will in the future. And there was no better time to do this than around the time of the T20 World Cup, right? 2024.
Right.
So seems like a fantastic time to start something like this. The one thing that I definitely want to make clear at the very outset is that we are not pundits. We are not experts.
We don't intend to be either.
We're not any authority or anything at all as far as cricket itself is concerned. We just love talking about it. Even when we are not in front of the camera, we are talking about cricket.
So might as well record it and have fun with it.
Yeah, so the idea is just that we kick this off. And since we've been talking about it, and the second reason that I was going to mention is that the only reason we're doing this is because we can. That's about
Because
it.
we can. That's what it is.
So, in case you didn't get a hold of that, my name is Vish, and I'm sitting here with my good friend Kirthi. All right, we've been friends for a very long time. So let's jump right into it. We had a amazing opening
Yes.
to the T20 World Cup yesterday,
Yeah.
or actually this morning as per our time.
That's right.
The Americans have landed. What's going on there?
I told you. I mean, we've been talking about this before we even started the show. I mean, Americans are going to bring a lot onto the table this time, right? I mean, it's going to be a team to look up to. They can spring in a few surprises. Feels like a strong team with a player like Aaron Jones from West Indies, in fact, right? Played a blinder of an innings of 94 from 40 balls yesterday.
Mind-blowing.
Took the game away from Canada, came in and just hit Canadians all over the park, in fact, right? He deposited a few balls, I believe, outside the Grand Prairie.
Yeah, Grand Prairie.
Grand Prairie, sorry guys, Grand Prairie.
Yeah, we're
so I'm
not
not
very-
to use too many stadiums right here. USA is the first time we're actually playing the World Cup, in fact, right? And it's the first time we're hosting a World Cup. In
Yes.
our time, since we started watching cricket, I think, it should be about 35, 36 years ago, or, so, yeah.
I don't know whether they've ever actually hosted anything before.
Yeah, in this one.
At least not to my knowledge. Maybe we'll have a look at that. One thing to make clear is that we're not like stats gurus over here by any chance, all right? We're not in any which way or form stats gurus. We love watching the game. We have our little takes on it. We have our opinions and our perspectives. We're going to get into some of that as well. I know the first game is up. We got a game between West Indies and Papua New Guinea today. A lot of associate teams playing this time. This is the first time I think there's been a cricket tournament which has got up to 20 teams, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry, is it 20 teams?
Yeah, it is 20 teams.
20
Yeah, it
teams.
is 20
The
teams,
first
in
time
fact, yeah.
ever. First World Cricket tournament ever, which has got up to 20 teams, right? So it's very, very exciting. Very exciting format. We'll dive into the format in a bit. And one of the things that we are definitely going to touch upon is, of course, we will talk about Aaron Jones and his massive six hitting capabilities. 10 sixes in the game yesterday. All right. Quite a few of them from what I saw. I mean, I was not up to watch the game at 4:30 in the morning, but I did catch the highlights today. And I saw him send at least maybe 4 of those 10 sixes outside the park. Literally out of the park.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
I mean, I think that guy showed up like he was playing baseball.
Yeah,
All right.
going to be a big prospect for the IPL also.
And at
it
one
looks
point
like.
in time, I can't remember which commentator it was, but somebody said, "That's a home run." And I'm like, well, what better way to call that, right?
Yeah,
That's a home run.
that's what it is.
How else are the Americans going to understand this, right? So, I mean, serious power. Fantastic innings. 194 was it? Was it scored that the Canadians batted first?
193.
193. And
193.
the Americans chased down 194 in 17 odd overs, I
That's
think.
right.
Yeah, around
That's right.
17
That's
odd
right.
overs. Yeah.
Oh.
Man, incredible performance by the Americans. They've definitely announced themselves in the tournament.
That's right.
As we have spoken earlier amongst ourselves, where you had mentioned that they've got some something that we need to watch out. We need to be we can't underestimate them, despite the fact that this is their first major tournament, and they beat Canada, which is a team that has actually played in an ICC tournament before. I think twice, if I'm not mistaken. They played in 2 World Cups.
Really?
One or maybe
I
2
didn't
World
know
Cups.
that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
They've definitely played in a World Cup before.
That's interesting.
100%.
Okay.
So, great performance by the US yesterday. Weirdly, from whatever I noticed from the highlights, was also that there was a lot of what do you call, a lot of foolish deliveries going, both innings, both sides, a lot of full deliveries.
Yeah.
Few of them got wickets, but a lot of them got parked outside.
Yeah,
You
they
know?
did. In fact, but too many balls on the slot for them to hit. In fact, they hit it all over the park,
Yeah.
and he just capitalized on the Canadian bowling. It was an aggressive innings,
Yeah.
right? So that's like, that can put off any team.
Yeah.
If that's powerful hitting,
Yeah.
which you're talking about here, right?
Yeah.
So, and that's what I feel. Country like America, when they have a team, that's what they bring onto the table. The approach, the professionalism. There's so many things which are involved. I really want to look out for this team this time in this tournament. Like I'm betting on them. At least they might qualify for the Super 8s. If they do,
Right.
it'll be really nice for America, another cricket-playing nation, and that country. I would love that country to be part of this whole
I want to come back to
ICC.
this.
Yeah.
I want to come back to this. You saying that you would like to see them qualify for the Super 8s, all right? You do realize that the Americans are in a group with India, Pakistan, Canada, and Scotland, if I'm not mistaken, or Ireland. I think it's
Ireland, that's Ireland.
Yeah, Ireland. All
It's
right.
going to be a tough group with USA actually playing like this for the second spot. India might nick it,
And
right?
only 2 teams.
Yeah, India is
Hold on.
going. Yeah.
Only 2 teams
Are going to qualify.
make it through to the next stage. Okay.
Yeah,
So
so-
when you say you want USA to qualify, either you're pissing off some Pakistanis or you're pissing off a bunch of Indians. All right.
If they can play like this against any team, for the matter of fact,
No.
it's going to be a tough game against the USA.
No,
for anyone,
absolutely.
ideally, like someone like India maybe might nick it easily because India has been playing this format for too long, and they have all professional cricketers who
Yeah.
have like hundreds and hundreds of matches behind their belt.
Yeah.
And it is a very solid team. We've been playing, but when it comes to USA, they can spring in a few surprises. They've been doing it in every sport, ideally, which they've been playing. Even football, when you look at it, they came in for the tournament, and they qualified for the quarterfinals. And I don't know, it's just something about the way they're composed, the way they're looking at the game. There are few interviews during the warm-up matches, and plus when they had the Bangladesh tour, right? When Bangladesh is in the USA right now to play the tournament. Just before the tournament, they had a series,
Right.
in fact, and the approach with which they beat Bangladesh in a couple of games, and it was nice to listen to the captain, the way he was talking about
Anank
it.
Patel.
Yeah, he was really good, and it was nice to listen
No
to
what
someone.
anybody says, he's still Indian.
I think America's
Indian
filled
first.
with Asians. Imagine they started playing cricket instead of baseball.
On that note, apart from this USA versus Canada game, there also happened to be another pretty important game that was played yesterday. I don't know if you recall.
India.
It was this this team called India that played against this pretty well-known team called Bangladesh. All right, and interesting game. Of course, India won by about 60 runs, and Rohit Sharma opening with Sanju Samson. Interesting move. I guess that's probably because Virat Kohli got a rest. So Rohit Sharma opens with Sanju Samson. I think he scored some 20 odd runs. Rohit Sharma scored some 20 odd runs. Sanju Samson, unfortunately, out for I think 1 or maybe a duck. I'm not sure. Rishabh Pant, 50 of 23 balls, I think. and great finish by Hardik Pandya, who scored around 40, I think. All bowlers got a shot yesterday's game. All right. So Arshdeep, wicket in the first over, wicket in the second over. All right. Beautiful delivery to clean up Liton Das. All right. Bowled. His first wicket as well. The first ball that he bowled was an absolute peach, moved outside away from the left-hander. Definite movement off the pitch, of the same, great use of the conditions. This is something that I know for a fact Arshdeep has been good at. But yeah, again, coming back to it, India, I think they batted first. They scored, I think, roughly 180 odd, if I'm not mistaken. And in response, Bangladesh were bundled out for about 120. So 60-run defeat. Warm-up game, I guess maybe they're not, pulling their full strength over there. You never underestimate Bangladesh anyway. They're a test-playing nation. But some interesting sort of shades of what India did, the kind of moves that they made yesterday. So Bumrah just bowls a couple of overs, starts off with a peach as well. Siraj, at one point, I think in his first over, he actually bowled this incredible delivery, this absolutely incredible delivery that the moment the ball released out of his hand, it actually went, I think, past extra cover towards third man. That was one of those incredible balls.
Siraj, the Mian magic.
Very, very interesting tactics there, because the next ball he actually got the guy out. So I was like, whoa.
He totally missed it.
Well, I don't know whether that was part of the plan, but anyway, so Siraj gets a ball, gets a wicket as well. Hardik got a wicket. Dubey got a wicket. Dubey got a bowl as well yesterday. All three spinners, actually all four spinners, if I'm not mistaken.
Aksar also.
Aksar, Jadeja, Kuldeep, and Chahal. I'm not sure about Chahal. I'm sort of going by the scorecard. So whatever I remember of seeing the scorecard, but
like Chahal didn't play yesterday.
Yeah, I would say that I was a little disappointed with. I would say the batting performance to some extent. India's batting performance. I think they could have batted better. They could have been a little bit more dominant, but I think because it's no Virat Kohli, no Yashasvi Jaiswal, so just a warm-up game. I'm guessing that's why they didn't go all guns blazing. But still, you want somebody like a Sanju Samson, who's playing his first ever World Cup, to feel a little relaxed, so that he can fire during a warm-up game. But I guess
I don't know. What do you think? Who are they going to open with?
Who am I going to open with?
Yeah. How is the Indian team going to be composed? What is going to be the composition for the Indian team?
I'll tell you something.
What's your call?
I definitely made a mention of this to you in the past before.
Yeah.
This is, according to me, the greatest Indian opening pair that ever existed was Sachin Tendulkar and Saurav Ganguly. All right. Left hand, right hand. I very vividly remember them taking opposition bowling attacks, tearing them apart. Very close second, Viru and Sachin. I know both right-handers. Great opening pair.
Hayden and Gilly, two left-handers. Great opening pair. Hayden and Gilly, two left-handers.
Two left-handers, two left-handers.
Great opening pair.
But I'm talking about India here. I'm purely talking about India. If I was to go in order of the top opening pairs, my firm belief is it was Saurav Ganguly, Sachin Tendulkar opening pair, great opening pair, followed by Sachin and Viru, great opening pair, no doubt. Third, I really genuinely like the opening partnerships of Shikhar Dhawan and Rohit Sharma. Again, left and right.
They were fabulous.
Yeah,
they were great to watch, in fact. Yes. Yeah, they were great to watch.
So, in my opinion, there is a certain advantage that you can. It's not. I wouldn't say it's tactical, strategic. It has nothing to do with the fact that right-handers can't, a right-hand or a left-hand combination can't do the job. It has nothing to do with that. But I do know that when you make your opposition work a little harder right from the first ball, by having to switch the fields, forcing bowlers to change their lines, constantly vary their lines. I know bowlers are skilled enough that they can manage this. It's not like they don't bowl to left-handers in
But
matches.
Wouldn't you want your best batsmen? I mean, both these batsmen, if you look at Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, right? I mean, if you look at it, it's just both these batsmen are capable of playing 20 overs straight. They've proved it day in and day out with a strike rate of 120, 130. They can play in a 50-over game, a 20-over. And wouldn't you want someone like Virat Kohli? Even when you look at the IPL, the most impact when Virat Kohli came back to form, if you're looking at this IPL, has been in the top order.
There's only one thing that I see especially when you mention about him being able to take bowlers apart, right from the first, from the word go itself, from the first over itself, great. But you also have to factor in that against very, very good bowling attacks, good oppositions, you also want to eliminate a certain level of vulnerability. You see, if Jaiswal kicks it off with Sharma and either one of them get out, there is a certain level of experience that comes one down, which says, okay, we've lost an early wicket. Now we need to understand how to play the rest of these remaining overs, right? And what sort of a score is going to go, and what's the wicket doing, etc., etc. I just feel that if you expose both Sharma and Virat Kohli at the very outset, then you have Jaiswal coming in one down, and you have a punt coming in two down.
Or you can open with
like
Kohli and Jaiswal. Rohit comes one down.
You think they'll go for a Rohit Sharma one down?
He might. Sharma might do it. He played a different brand of cricket when the T20. I mean, the 50-over World Cup. Sharma didn't have to go attacking. He could have scored a double century every game the way he was playing.
No,
right?
I agree. I
think he's going to take it for the team if he has to.
I just don't see that happening. I just don't see Rohit Sharma not opening the innings. It's very difficult for me to envision. I'm not saying it's not a possibility, but I just don't see that happening. All right, I do.
Why would you let it go?
Virat Kohli has been a one-down batsman in white ball cricket, and he's been a two-down batsman in red ball cricket.
That's right.
So it's not a position that he's unfamiliar with. We're going with familiar territory. We're going with a little bit of leveraging of the existing experience that we have. The most experienced people that we have in the side right now are Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, and Jasprit Bumrah. These guys are the most experienced. We don't have an Ashwin this time. Okay,
we have a Jadeja.
We have a Jaddu. All right, so we have Jaddu. Okay, so we've got Jadeja. So I think
we have a punt. Punt is also played enough of competitive cricket.
International cricket for the last year and a half, 2 years. Yeah. So that's something that he's coming back to. He's showing great form, especially after yesterday's warm-up game. Yeah, right. So I think you need to give him a little bit of time.
You got Surya Kumar Yadav.
You got Surya, but he's not the most experienced, right? I mean, he's also showing us weird ebb and flow in his form. There's been a lack of consistency. You saw that through the IPL as well. He's getting out suddenly at like after making scores of 15, 20 odd. You know what I mean?
Right.
It happened to him in the previous World Cup against Pakistan. Okay. So are they bankable players? Are they great players? Yes, absolutely. Strategically, my thing is there are two advantages. One is you go left and right. You start with you constantly have field changes, constantly have to have bowlers readjust their line and length, especially bowling attacks which start with a left arm seamers. Somebody like Rohit Sharma, I've known he's had struggles with left arm seamers. He had a struggle against Shaheen Afridi. So did KL Rahul. This was, I think, the 21 World Cup, if I'm not mistaken. In the IPL, the ball that's coming back in, Rohit Sharma with a little bit of misstep in his footwork, and he's trapped in front, or he's
Rohit Sharma takes some time to move his feet.
Yeah, he does.
Always does.
Okay. Not everybody who's going to bowl at him is going to bowl something that's slightly short so that he can pull them out of the stadium. That's not going to happen. All right, you're going to be up against people who are coming here to play a World Cup. You look at the opposition against how are you going to play Stark? How are you going to play a Trent Bolt? All right, those are the guys that you want to be wary of. Your Shamar Josephs. All right, those are the guys. Shaheen Shah Afridi, Mohammad Amir. Those guys, they know how to bowl to these kind of. There, Kagiso. KG. That's what he's called. Yeah. So my thinking is, yes, is Virat Kohli a great batsman right up front? He's a great. You can put Virat Kohli 5 down and he'll kill it. I have no doubt about that.
No, Virat Kohli will not be able to do it. Virat Kohli takes some time to see if the ball is new. Virat Kohli is good when the spinners start to operate. Virat Kohli's strike rate drops, right? And when he played for RCB, he doesn't have to take that pressure and that responsibility the way he took it for RCB, because he's got way better quality players who are coming down.
Right.
Which I mean, so you can have a quick fire from Shivam Dube. Hardik Pandya can bat, right? If he's also playing, or if it's Shivam Dube or Hardik Pandya, they can take the score. Right, to a 180, 190, which is a respectable score for this bowling lineup to ideally defend. Right. So if we can have maximum impact, use Virat Kohli, then taking the whole pressure of taking the team through till the end. Instead, you give him that leverage to go and express himself. play his cricket, play those shots which he open his arms and he plays the punches down the ground, and then you have when the ball is new, he plays some magnificent shots, right? It's over extra cover. It's over.
He's a good batsman. Look, Virat Kohli is somebody that takes the game deep. He's from the MS Dhoni school of cricket. All right, he believes in taking the game deep. So it doesn't, in my opinion, I just feel that he can bat anywhere. He has the mindset to bat. His strike rate comes down because he's trying to take the game deep, in my opinion. He's doing that with intention. He's not doing that because he's got a lack of skill or a lack of focus. I don't believe that for 1 second. I just think that he's doing that because of a specific game type situation that he's trying to manage. People are not, even Ajit Agarkar and Rohit Sharma, when they announce the team, they're like, we don't even pay attention to the strike rate. We know it's important. Agreed. All right. If there's a consistent dip in his strike rate across very specific phases of the game, then you're going to have to want him to take specific decisions, like either hit out, get out, do what you have to do so that the next guy can come in and, accelerate the score if that needs to be done. And he's the kind of guy that actually knows what that means. Nobody needs to tell him that. So that's why you need your best batsman being bankable at a particular position and not exposed a little too early, which is reason number 2. And you have left hand right. This is again. I think we've got to move on from this. I think we're pretty clear.
I think this is the biggest debate which has happened after the IPL and Kohli ideally opening for RCB and performing so well and being the orange cap holder for the IPL, in fact. And I mean, Kohli in the end of the day has just proved that he can bat up the order.
Right.
He just came up. And what about the bowlers? What do you think? What is your bowling composition? Who's going to be opening bowling lineup for India?
It's a good question. I had it written down somewhere. I'm trying to remember what it was. I think depending on the wicket that we're playing at, I think the early stages of the game, I don't know if yesterday's game or the USA Canada game was any indicator, or the warm up game was any indicator of the kind of pitches that they're going to be playing on. But I do feel that on seaming wickets that they obviously need to have their third seamer in there and rely a little bit. And I would probably go in for playing both Dubey. I would swap out Dubey and Axar. Basically on either turning wickets or seaming wickets. The rest of the lineup more or less would stay the same for me, if you ask me.
There's a Yuzi, Kuldeep.
Yeah, I think I would go with either. Yeah, of course.
And Jaddu also.
I have it written down somewhere, so I'm trying to think. All right, let me just go. So let's take it from Pandya onwards, because I think we've got up to 5 down anyway. So we have Pandya. If we need the extra bowler in terms of seam, then we need to take in Dubey, but not Axar. And then you have Kuldeep, and you have your 3 seamers, your 3 frontline seamers. And the Kuldeep is either or. Kuldeep or Chahal, depending on who your opposition is. So if you've got like a bunch of right-handers in your opposition, go with Chahal. If you've got a bunch of left-handers, go with Kuldeep. Look at whatever conditions that that you're playing.
If you take a Kuldeep and you take a Chahal and a Jadeja, then it doesn't operate the same way, right? Because Chahal and Jadeja ideally are both leg spinners to right-handed batsmen.
Right. But you take a Chahal and a Jadeja because you want the Jadeja to bring the extra level of batting depth to you, not because of the bowling factor.
Jadeja, I feel, is going to contribute a lot towards this bowling. It's like how Yuvraj Singh ideally contributed to the 50
over World Cup.
And he's a way better bowler. And Jadeja is a phenomenal Test cricket bowler.
Right.
He's a phenomenal T20 bowler. He's proven day in, day out. His economy rates have been amazing to be. So it's about like 7.2, gets the quick wickets, and a slow wicket. There is no one operates better than Jadeja, goes over his overs quickly. I mean, Jadeja's got too many attributes, I feel.
Yeah. What's his economy rate?
7-ish. That's what his economy rate is.
So regardless, that's the reason why you want to have Jadeja on the side on seaming wickets is for the extra batting depth. And you have the experience that comes in.
And plus the fielding also comes in.
And the fielding.
So he's an all-round cricketer. He's one of the best, I think, in the world right now.
But if it's, I'm not replacing Jadeja for anything, if you ask me. That's why I said it would be Axar in for either a Dubey, okay, because Axar again gives you that additional spin option on a turning wicket, plus the added batting depth, because he can bat as well. Axar is a great batsman. He's got some classical shots if he can play. The problem with our spin attack is that our core spin attack is that both Chahal and Kuldeep can't bat. They have no batting capabilities. All right, Siraj can't bat. Arshdeep cannot bat. Jasprit Bumrah definitely cannot bat. All right, so My worry.
So you have 4 players who cannot
Yeah,
bat.
so my worry is that tail looks long.
Yeah,
all right?
that is-
Without
that
a
does,
Jadeja
yeah.
and an Axar, we need two of those guys at least. If you have a situation where Pandya doesn't fire or Pant doesn't fire, or it's a bad wicket or something like that, where they're just not able to get away, or you have an exceptional bowling attack that's coming after you, you need the batting depth, man. That's the whole issue here, and that is. Depending on the nature of the pitch that they're playing at, it's either going to have to be a toss up between Kuldeep and Chahal, and a toss up between Axar and Dubey.
That's right.
This is my opinion.
Yeah,
Again,
fair.
it's just we will need our seamers. We will need that extra option there for us.
I feel
keep
I
going,
will go with 2 seamers, and I'll have Pandya operating in
Oh, no.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then even if I can switch between Dubey and one of the spinners, or if it's a very sprint friendly wicket or a slower wicket, then ideally I can operate with 3 spinners, which will be your Jaddu, you'll have your Yuzi, you'll have your Kuldeep,
Yeah.
all of the 3 ideally operating. I go with the batting depth also, because I can get Dubey, I can get Pandya,
Right.
then I can open with Rohit Sharma, Yashasvi or Virat Kohli, any one of the top 3. They're going to be the top 3 ideally. And then you have Surya. If Surya has got a chance, if Sanju performs, I think Surya is going to pip Sanju anyways, right? In this order. Yeah, it is going to happen.
Who's the number one ranked T20 batsman in the world right now?
It is going to be Surya Kumar Yadav, right?
Seriously, what the fuck?
Yeah, what the fuck, man? The fuck was I
had to
asking?
say
He's
that.
going to pick himself. He picks himself into the squad. He's not going to. No one going to pick him. In fact,
Yeah, he's going to show up on a blimp if he asks.
Yeah.
All right. On that note, I just want to do a very, very quick little shout out to Tyler's Tavern, which is the location where we're recording this podcast here today. It's an amazing little family friendly and pet friendly venue where you can come in here. They have got a great Saturday brunch. They do a lot of live shows. They got a DJ who's a good friend of ours, DJ Gladwin, who comes and plays in shows over here. Great food, great ambience. All right. They got a nice top and bottom. They got like a bunch of places like this where you can come in and actually record stuff like your podcast or whatever if you want to. Really, really nice place. It's in Mina Rashid, close to Port Rashid. Great place to come in and hang out on the weekends. Bring your, kids, bring the family, bring the pets. Fantastic place to check it out. So make sure you go and check out Tyler's Tavern. I think they're definitely there on Instagram, aren't they? Yep. They've also been very kind to give us our spirit for today, which is Heineken beer.
talk about cricket.
Yep. So cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers on that note. Cheers. Very quickly, let's run through the rest of what we're expecting in terms of the rest of the tournament. We've got an entire batch of associate games coming up. On the 5th is India's first World Cup game against Ireland, if I'm not mistaken. There is a relatively, meaningless, pointless game which we're going to be playing on the 9th against Pakistan, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah,
It's pointless. I don't think it's a team match.
I don't think anybody's going to be watching that. I don't know what you guys are going to be up to, but I'm pretty much sure that no one's going to be watching that game. But yeah, so coming back to it, we've got a bunch of associate games happening this week, and we're going to try and get together as often as we can to be able to continue looking at the game, looking at what's been happening through the tournament. On that note, I want to sort of play a little game here. All right. So what I want you to do is what I want you to do is I want you to give me your 4 semi-finalists who you predict to be in the semi-finals. All right. During this T20 World Cup 2024, I will give you the 4 that I have. At the end of the group stage, we are allowed to change it once. All right. Based on the performance of all the teams in the group stage.
So where is this? It happens in the Super 8s?
At the end of the group stage will be the Super 8s, and we are able to change our predicted 4 semi-finalists just once. After which we'll see what happens after the group stage.
Yeah.
Clearly, we cannot change it after the Super 8s. Okay.
All right, that's going to be a tough one. There are too many teams, good teams who can play this.
Yep. So give me your 4 semi-finalists. Who do you think are your predicted 4 semi-finalists? This is Kirti's 4 predicted semi-finalists for the T20 World Cup 2024. As of this day of this shooting of this episode, which is on the 2nd of June, just the day right after the first World Cup match was played yesterday between USA and Canada. So now, Kirti, you're going to tell me who your predicted 4 semi-finalists are. You're allowed to change this just once, and we'll do the change right after the end of the group stage.
It's going to be a really tough one with all these amazing teams, but I would go with India, of course, because I want India to qualify, and go with Australia.
Okay.
Because I think they will have a good tournament this time. They have a good balanced side, and they'll have a good tournament depending on how they play. And I would have to go with West Indies because they're playing at home most of the games, and it is they know the conditions, and they've got a fantastic lineup actually, which bats very deep, and the too many all-rounders in that squad.
Right.
So that they might be able to take few games to the wire, and they have some good hard hitters. In
Right.
fact, then I'll go with England. Has got a good team with Phil Salt. You've got Jason Roy. You've
Dennis
got
Pepper.
with no Butler.
So they got Butler. Yeah. All right.
They got a good squad too. England,
Yeah,
Mark Wood, and
100%.
Jofra Archer coming back
Yeah.
into the squad is making the bowling attack look
They recently
very.
beat Pakistan as well in their home T20 series.
Absolutely. I mean, I think they decimated them. I mean, that was not beating someone, that was decimating
Apart from
another
the
team.
fact that a couple of those games were abandoned thanks to weather.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, that's going to play a huge part, isn't it, in this World Cup?
No,
Yeah,
I don't
weather's
know.
going to
I
ideally play a
understand.
huge part. There are too many games which might get washed out, and teams will be ideally taking one point
The
each.
2007 50-over World Cup was any indicator because a lot of those games were also washed out.
Oh yeah, they were.
The terrible World Cup where India exited in the league stage itself.
Yeah. Okay, that's it. So
Right.
it's India, Australia, West Indies, England.
Well, that's a good
If I
prediction,
even got
trust
that
me.
right, I mean, if they're
If
all
you-
playing in the same group, I don't
Yeah.
think it's going to be very easy.
Yeah, the only difference in my prediction from yours would be I would obviously pick India for sure as well. I do think India have a very good chance. I do hope that they turn up. They have the same dominance as well as they
Intensity.
did in the 2023 50-over World Cup, ODI World Cup. So yeah, I'm backing my team without a doubt. I always will. So India definitely is one of my semi-finalists. My second for semi-finalists, I agree with you on Australia 100%. Those guys are big tournament players. They've shown it throughout their entire history of cricket, all right, that they can show up for tournaments. You don't become a 6 World Cup winning team for nothing, right? You get what I mean? Like you know very well how to win tournaments, especially big major world tournaments like ICC World Cups. So I definitely would put Australia
And
in there.
England are defending champions, huh, by the way.
Yep, I understand. So England are defending champions. And so England is also in my semi-finals list. I do think that although that they had a pretty ordinary outing the ODI World Cup, they are a better side now in terms of their T20 composition. So I do think that England do stand a pretty good chance of making it through to the semis as well. But instead of the fourth side being West Indies as compared to yours, I'm willing to put my money on South Africa.
South Africa.
Yeah, I think South Africa, they've got a very odd kind of balance in their side. They've got more specialists than all-rounders, which is
Right.
unusual. The only all-rounder in their entire squad, I'm talking about their 15-member squad, is Marco Jansen. And he's not even 100% all-round. He's a bowling all-rounder. I mean, he's yet to do something absolutely, insane when it comes to batting. I've never seen him win a game.
He's been too long in the international circuit. If he had to
Yeah.
show us something, he should have shown it by now, right?
Yeah, but I guess so. I guess
I mean,
so.
his capability as a batsman is.
Fair enough. But I do think that with somebody like Aiden Markram, Quinton de Kock, Henrik Klaassen, Tristan Stubbs, and people like a bowling attack which consists of Hageso Rabada, Keshav Maharaj has shown absolute signs of brilliance. And I do think that they're really craving a trophy, big time. South Africa are craving a trophy. So I think that there's going to be a driving factor there as well for them. So I do believe that they have a pretty good shot at making it through to the semis. And I'm saying this over a team like West Indies or a team like New Zealand, for that matter. or a team like
New Zealand are a big team. We both have left out New Zealand. In fact, we have.
Yeah, but like I said, we have the opportunity to change our prediction right at the end of the group stage. Not after that. There's no chance. That's not happening. And whoever's prediction comes right, okay. Whoever's prediction comes right buys the other one of the spirits that we introduce on that particular day. All right. And if both of us turn up wrong, all right, let's say both of us are entirely wrong, Kirthi still will have to buy me something. Okay.
Or we might as well buy each other.
Well, on that note, I'm glad that we pulled this off. I think that's a bit of a wrap. It was fun.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to doing more. What we are planning on doing is one large episode like this, one long format episode like this through once a week across the entire duration of the T20 World Cup. We do have a lot more cricket coming up after that as well.
Right.
But, this World Cup obviously being a big tournament, we're going to try to cover as much of it as we can. We're going to try and review games on a weekly basis. All right. Look at all the games that have happened across the course of the entire week.
Give you a little snapshot of the week.
Yes,
right?
and give our perspective.
Yeah.
We're not stats gurus, like I said. We're not crazy about stats. We're not great pundits of the game. We're not experts in any which way or form. What I think I really want to talk more about is things like yesterday, Aaron Jones hitting those massive sixes. Some surprises. I'm looking forward to the upsets. I'm looking forward to some teams really clobbering some of the big players as well. You know what I mean? I'm looking for some new star players to emerge. So I'm looking forward to teams like Uganda, Oman, Nepal, Papua New Guinea. I'm looking at all of that, right? Those guys, associate teams, they're all playing this tournament. 20 teams, so that's a big deal, right? So I'm looking forward to all the cricket. I'm looking forward to seeing what comes out of this massive tournament, which is happening in a place like the US for the very first time, which itself is a pretty big deal. So I'm looking forward to a lot of that. I'm looking forward to talking about all of that and bringing all of that perspective through this podcast with Kirthi, and hopefully we'll also have some additional people join us from time to time.
It'll be quite exciting.
That'll be exciting. So we are Spirits and Cricket. All right. So follow us, give us a like, do subscribe. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you got something out of that. If you're a cricket lover like we are, make sure you give us a comment. Tell us how bad we suck in our first episode. I'm looking forward to the trolls. That's another thing. That's going to be great. So thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far, I guess you really don't have a job. All right.
Go get one.
But yeah, all the best, and we'll see you for the next episode. Thank you very much.
Guys.
Cheers,
cheers. Salute, cheers. That's
Spirits and Cricket.
Yeah, cheers.